It's a time for the package from China. Welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in, because in this video we are going to take a close look at the RG505. I'm a little bit late to the party, but that doesn't spoil the fun. The reason I wanted to check it out here on the channel, because this thing has a quite interesting, let's say, specifications list. We're also going to take a close look later. So this is more, in my opinion, the answer to the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus. For the people who didn't see my video, that is more like a system that is quite like it comes with a very nice price, but it has so many cool features, even with touchscreen and everything else. But of course, Anbernic needs to have like an answer to it, and they released this particular model, the RG505. Inside the box, we're just going to get ourselves the wipe, the screen protector, nothing very interesting to be honest. Then we're going to get ourselves over here the cable. Come out. There we go. It's just your typical Type-C cable, also nothing special. Another thing you need to take consideration is that we're having, so we don't have like a charger itself. That is something you need to buy yourself separately. Okay, so the Anbernic itself, I must say that I am not really like a fanboy, but I do like the products they are releasing in the last couple of years. But they have released a lot of them. And one of the reasons I really love the Anbernic, you have like different colors and also different editions. But what I also like about this device is the button configuration. I'm just going to be honest, like I don't use the analog stick that much. I'm more like a D-pad gamer, and I'm very pleased for what I see and also what I feel. They do have like not like a very big curve in the D-pad itself. It's more like a flat model, but the touch in general is very nice. At the left and also at the right, we're going to get the same kind of a joystick. It's more like the Nintendo Switch version, but when you're looking at the height of it, it has been placed in a certain position. I want to say that I'm going to find this like super comfortable. I have personally never liked it when they're going to put like joystick in this position. Then we're having the ABXY, and the button touch itself is very nicely. At the right we do have like extra additional buttons. At the top we're going to get ourselves the shoulder buttons. We're going to have like the USB out. Then over here we're going to even having a headphone jack out. At the front we're also going to get ourselves the select and start, just the plastic buttons. I guess I remember with the Retroid Pocket we had like weirdly like two like buttons at the top. They were not like volume, but they were like the select and start. A very strange thing I could never use to. But holding the handheld, one of the things that you can see already is like you have like different levels when it comes to the shoulder buttons. And that's something they're trying to improve. You know, like I did complain a lot of it with the previous models where everything was like the same kind of level. And it's quite difficult to touch. Okay, here we're having like the volume control. And the volume control, I must say that there's a little bit of an, like say, different level on it. So I don't really press it that like accidentally, like when holding the device itself. So that's not going to be a problem. We have one SD card slot. They still call it TF card, I don't know why. But they have like the TF card slot, two speakers, and they sound kind of nice. And then of course we're having the on-off switch over here. So that's basically everything that we're going to get when it comes to the controls and everything. So let's power on this bad boy and I'll show you the software itself. So the device itself runs basically on Android. Think about your smartphone. But when it comes to the Android part, we do have some limitation over there. Beside that, what we're going to get is also a very cool like extra front end that is specially made by Anbernic. They give you like a different like experience, like when it comes to, let's say, the previous models they've released. The Anbernic RG505 comes with a 4.95 inch display with a resolution of 960 by 544. It's an IPS panel. Then it of course comes with a Unisoc Tiger T618. It has like 4 GB of freaking RAM. So when you're looking at the overall specification list, it's quite nice and it's a big improvement of all the other models. So basically we can talk about specifications all day, but this is actually what we're going to get. I hope the camera picks it up. We do have like a very reflective front screen. You can see even when recording it's going to be quite difficult. But and again, that gives you like a great example like how great this display is. But the only thing is that we have like a border around this. Pressing the side button, by the way, over here brings you back to the Android part. In the Android there's nothing much basically you can do in here, just like adding your account and just maybe play some games. I just mainly want to focus on emulation part, and with the emulation you can see like all of the applications have been pre-installed. Pressing the button over here will give you the option to launch the launcher, and with this you have like a way easier way to navigate through your games. Gives it like a complete system. But what is compatibility? when it comes to this handheld. It's quite simple. Here we already see like we do have like a lot of system that plays, and also PlayStation Portable. We have way better performance now than we have like previous models. I think when you're looking at the previous handhelds, and yeah, maybe you're already owning one of them, like it's not like a big upgrade in my opinion. It has like a very nice specification list, maybe a little bit better display than you're having of the one of the handhelds you're having now. And I think the biggest, say, positive side that we can actually play some PlayStation Portable. But getting into a menu, for example Dreamcast, pressing A, here we're having like the menu where you can just quickly boot up a game. But I don't really like the way how it looks. It doesn't look like really fancy with a very nice, cool looking, let's say, menu. It's kind of basic, but it does the job. Okay, but when you're actually going to play some retro games, we do have like an amazing performance. It's an amazing audio. Absolutely great. Well, let's start with Dreamcast. So with the previous handhelds we also had the option to play this, and if you're going to combine it with the right emulator, you're going to get it even like in higher resolutions if you really care about something like that. There we're going to get like the biggest difference. The games run really smooth on this now. And this is absolutely a great addition to the RG505. Let's go a little bit back in the time with some older emulators. Of course, with MAME we do have like a lot of different like devices can actually play this. So I think if you're going to search for an handheld that actually can play some arcade MAME, beside having of course the situation going on with Killer Instinct, because that game is way more demanding and will not run on most of these handhelds. The unfortunate thing is with Mortal Kombat 2 we don't have any shadows whatsoever. So that's like a problem we did see a lot. Unfortunate. So this emulator runs with the RetroArch backend. So what you can do basically is like making even a quick load, quick save if you want to by pressing and select and start combination. So that's pretty damn cool in my opinion. But of course if you want to go out you can use the side button over here, or you can just use the emulator to shut it down. Okay, so let's take a close look at some gameplay over here. And when it comes to, let's say, F-Zero and a lot of different games, it's quite difficult to just like get a good emulation performance. It's not perfect, depending like how we're having a certain kind of emulator combination with a file, because I did hear some minor stutters. This is a great example, I just wanted to show you. So maybe with some tweaking we get some better performance with the character select screen, or car select, depends on how I want to look at it. Well, actually we're going to play, we do have like a great performance. D-pad doesn't work, we need to use the freaking analog stick. I wouldn't be surprised that not every single game runs perfectly, but we do have some okay performance, better I've seen before. If you're interested in PlayStation 1, there are so many different ways to play these games nowadays. That is something you need to take consideration. If you want to play on higher resolutions, yeah, we do maybe have a little bit of a better chance with these handhelds, but we just have to like need some more power. But again, it runs pretty damn good on native resolution. No problem whatsoever. Let's go. Oh, I messed it up. Yep, I messed it up. I really love the D-pad of this thing. It's great. It's very responsive. So one of the systems I really love to play on the go is Game Boy Advance. And you can play this on so many different devices now, so you would not really say pick particularly this RG505 for a Game Boy Advance gameplay session. But it looks really nice on it. We do have like some black bars, basically getting the better resolution, that it doesn't look like weird, like stretched out. But another thing, if you're going to pay a little bit more money with like an Anbernic device like this, you do have like an amazing sound quality. The sound that is even not that great on the Game Boy Advance original. Both of the D-pad and the joystick have been configured, so if you want to play both ways, that is possible. Like I mentioned, I'm a D-pad guy, so let's try the D-pad. When getting into the PlayStation Portable emulator, the PP, so basically what you can do is like mess around with it a little bit more. Take consideration this thing is not powerful enough to get like the highest settings out there. So frame skipping have been set to off, where like the previous and always need to set basically have like frame skip enabled. So the thing is what we need to do, like we're having 2 times like resolution, but the thing is we do have some speed hacks enabled, otherwise we do get some slowdowns. So that's basically the thing that we're going to do. The backend will be, like I say, running on Vulkan. So that's the settings that we're going to do. The only thing I need to do is like set the controls that the on-screen touch controls are not visible. And let's get into some God of War. Bam, bam, bam. So time for some God of War, people, and just check out what are we going to get. Oh man, shut down the lighting a little bit so we have better visuals. You can still hear and also see that we have like some minor dips over here. It will dip down to 48, but the performance and overall is so much better. We have set it to 2x resolution, so the resolution, everything looks a little bit better and sharper. Take consideration if you're going to put it back to original or just one. You're just going to get even more and better performance, but I think it's playable. Only God of War does have a little bit of a struggle here and there, but here you're going to play different games with have like even better performance. Let's slice and dice, baby. Come on. If you're naughty, you're going to spank, because I am the God of War of kinkiness. Ooh, come on. Hoopa. You have been naughty, you have been naughty. Everybody has been naughty here. But why not try a different game, and I will show you what I mean when it comes to overall performance. Where we have like some, let's say, quite a big dip downs when it comes to God of War. Tekken learns so much better, and it will be implemented with a lot of different games that have the same kind of results. So it's safe to say that a lot of games can be played on nice resolutions on the retro game system 505. So the conclusion is quite simple, is that this device absolutely is great in many different ways. So they should do something like this just the first time or the second time they release in handheld. Beautiful audio and great display, despite having a small black border. I find it not really annoying. Great playing D-pad. Nice shoulder button configuration. It doesn't have like a very easy like HDMI TV out option, so that's the only thing I was missing. But the configuration in combination with, let's say, the clunky, let's say, front end, it seems to be working all fine. You need to mess around with the settings here and there, but beside that, it is quite a nice, interesting piece of technology. Let me know what do you think of the RG505. Thanks for watching, and it will be great to see you in the next video.